This is Justin. This is Ross.
Hello.
We're here today with Quincy Amoa, who is a graduate student who was in the anthropology department, who has a vast knowledge on African language and culture.
Hello, this was not my idea, but I'll do it anyway.
So Quincy, could you speak to the effect of your views on the linguistic diversity of Africa?
Well, I think it's first of all it's fascinating, the diversity of languages in Africa. For example,
How many languages are there?
how many languages are there in Africa? I don't know. It's probably thousands. I have no idea. For example, my country, their ethnologue says there are 73 or something.
And what is your country?
I'm from Ghana. But then Ghana is like 200,000 square miles or something. But then we count like 40 languages in Ghana. So that's how diverse languages are in Africa. Like we have a small country with multiple languages.
So do most people speak more than one language in Africa?
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
How is that usually broken down? Is it like one a generic language and one like a local language?
So normally it happens that there will be one lingua franca. The lingua franca is probably the trade language or the language that is most dominant and most people understand. People use that language to trade. And then people have their own specific local languages. So most people who travel around in their own country or their own area know at least two languages. The lingua franca, like if you're in Tanzania, for example, to be Swahili, and the local language, particular local language that you're from.
So what would be the lingua franca in Ghana?
The lingua franca in Ghana would be Twi, I would say, to some extent. And then some people speak Hausa. Hausa is also a lingua franca. So there are two main lingua francas, Twi and Hausa.
And what languages do you speak?
So I speak Twi. My mother tongue is a different version of Twi. But then I speak Twi because it's a lingua franca. But I was born in an area where people speak Ga. So I spoke Ga and I actually did Ga in school. So I have more intellectual knowledge about Ga than my own local language.
And one of the common misconceptions about learning languages in Africa is that languages in Africa most languages in Africa have click sounds. What languages have click sounds, and how do they break it down linguistically?
All right. Okay. So that's a big misconception. That languages in Africa have click sounds. There's only one particular, no, I won't say only, but there's one big particular language group in Africa that has click sounds. The Khoisan language. So the Khoisan in southern Africa and a small section of Tanzania, very small section of Tanzania, have click. They actually click consonants. So we have the San people and the Khoikhoi, the Nama.
And where are those?
In southern Africa. So in Namibia, Botswana, South Africa, mostly. And then there's a small group in Tanzania.
And could you give an example of how click sounds are used?
Like I said, I'm not an expert on click, but clicks are actually consonants. So they're guttural consonants. So the consonants so you click and make a stop, and that's like a consonant. It's like having a normal, like a hard consonant. So for example, you can say Oza, right? So that's like, so you see an X and an exclamation, or a K and an exclamation point, and that's a particular consonant. So you click from that.
And are there different kinds of clicks, or is it just
so
one
there are different kinds of clicks. So there's one that's I'm not an expert on Xhosa languages, but I know that there are different kinds of clicks. There's the one where the click is back, and there's one where the click is more forward. So you have so there are different kinds of click, and each stop is a different consonant.
What are some of the language stereotypes you've experienced in the United States regarding African languages? Like when someone meets you and...
When someone meets me, do you speak African?
Oh, okay.
That's a big no-no. Because there are many types of... There are hundreds and thousands of languages. So when you say you speak African, it's kind of annoying. And then the click thing. But I find the click thing less annoying than saying that you speak African. I don't say, do you speak European?
Or do you speak Asian?
Oh, this is
Yeah.
Asian. Yeah. That's how annoying it is.
All right.
Well, thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Quincy.
Really appreciate it. It's really nice meeting you. I'll send you a transcript.
And
of
I'm
the
not an
interview.
expert in African languages.